Hi, my name is Randall Davis from the English Language Institute at the University of Utah. And today it's a great pleasure to meet with someone so distinguished, not only in the climbing community around the world, but also his contributions to humanitarian causes and to his people in his country of Nepal. So, Appa Sherpa, welcome to this interview.
Thank you.
So let's go ahead and begin, Appa. What we're going to do is we're just going to introduce you a little bit, talk a little bit about where you're from, talk a little bit about your accomplishments, and then focus more on your foundation that has really changed the world and your country in many ways. So,
Okay.
Appa, if you could just go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Appa Sherpa. I'm from Thame, Nepal. The Thame is my hometown, and I'm from Thame, Nepal.
All right, and then just tell us a little bit about your country, but also how did you get into climbing? I think that is really the beginning of our story.
So when I was young, my dream was not for climbing, get education and become a doctor, medical doctor. But unfortunately, when I was age of 12, my father was passed away. Then I had no choice. I had to support for my family. Then I had to quit the schools, and then I become a porter. So carrying more than my body weight. So then after 3-4 years, then I did a trekking guide. Then still not I don't get that much money from the trekking. So then it's enough to support for my family. So then I went to the dishwasher for the expedition at the base camp, because I get a little more money for the dishwasher at the base camp. So then when I was a dishwasher at the base camp, then all our Sherpa friend is climbing. So then I changed my mind. Oh, I wanted to climb too. Even though they're too risky, but I get more. Again, I get more money for the climbing. So then I start for climbing.
And I think that's really important when people think about climbing. A lot of people are thinking about climbing to the top of Mount Everest at least one time. But your purpose in climbing Mount Everest was quite different. And you mentioned that you were climbing for your family. Is that correct?
That's correct, because I had to support from my family. Then, the Western people, they're climbing just one time or 2 times. That's it, just for the adventure. But why our Sherpa is climbing too many times, taking the risks, because our Sherpa has no choice, because our Sherpa has no educations.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned about having little education. The desire to support your family is really your motivation to climbing.
Yes. So I know the one, when I first climbed, then I climbed, then I thought the one is enough. Because our family, during it, when I was climbing Everest, it takes 2 months, 1.5 and 2 months. And during the 1 or 2 months, our family is worried too much. Because whether we come back or not, we never know. So then when you climbing, oh, now this is my last time. Then when I come back, then we had no choice, no money. We had to support for family. Then I had to go back again, then again and again. So that's why I've been there many times. That's no, that was my not my record, but I had no choice. I had to go back, keep climbing for support for the family.
And I think that's really important. Even though you've climbed Mount Everest 21 times to the top, the main focus was, climbing for your family, providing for your family. And I think that is a really important part of your story. So thanks for sharing that. We're also going to talk a little bit about founding the Appa Sherpa Foundation a little bit later. But if we could talk a little bit about your decision to coming to the United States.
Yes, my dream was for my kids. I didn't want to climb my kids on the mountain because too much risks. I didn't want to climb them. I wanted to give them better educations. So during I was climbing, then my kid was going to school in Kathmandu, but still, the United when I came here, the United is like on heaven. The school is totally different. The is as good a school, as better education. Then I wanted to bring my kids here, so give them better education. Then when I get my kids here, then they're doing good. They're doing good, and they have a good education here. Then no, my kids are here, but they're doing good. But I wanted to give again for my Sherpa community, give them better education because they have no choice. So that's why I founded the Sherpa Foundation. Yes.
And we're going to
So
talk about that in a couple minutes, a little bit more about the Sherpa Foundation, because that is really your life now. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. But let me ask you, many people who come to the United States find life here in the beginning very difficult. All right. Maybe like climbing Mount Everest, maybe even more difficult in a way. So could you tell us a little bit, when you first came to Utah, what was the most difficult thing for you? Again, you mentioned coming to provide better opportunities for your children, but for you and your wife, what was the most difficult thing when you first came?
yeah, when I first came here was very hard because my wife and I have no educations, so the English is very tough. So because when somebody talk with my wife, and we need to translate, for my wife, because she doesn't understand any English. The English is very tough here, because even myself, I've been to school only 4 years. So when I've been to school in 4 years, I learned only the ABC, that's it. So it was very hard here. And right now I am talking a little bit English. This English is just when I've been to trekking and climbing, I learned just by talking each other. So the communication is very tough. English was very tough here when I got here. Because where I live, we have no wheels, no car, nothing. So we walk every day. So I didn't know how to drive. So when I got here, I have no driver lessons, how to drive, and again then I had to walk to the grocery, buy the food. So carrying the food, everything by hand was the beginning was very tough. So about 2-3 years. Then
Wow.
after fortunately, and as my English was getting better, still now I'm not perfect English, but I learn better English, and my kids are doing good. They have a good education. My kids are growing bigger, and they know how to drive. And also I learn how to drive. Not
Challenging. And I
challenges.
probably would ask you, which is harder, learning English or climbing Mount Everest?
The climbing a mountain is risky. We never know whether it come back or not risky. But English was also very tough. So I cannot communicate with other people. So was English also learning also very tough. Was very hard.
Right. And I think they're different. They're difficult in different ways. Right.
The learning for the English is not risky, but not like mountain, but even very tough. The communicate with the other people was very tough. So
And I think that's an important point. And I know that when you first came, you took classes at the English Language Institute, but you found that, well, learning English was difficult.
yeah, it was very difficult. So my friend, so they live in here, Utah, and they put me the English tuition at the university. But what happened, we should go through from the basic, the step by step. But for university, for me and for my wife, it's too high. It was very tough. So, but now even my wife now she cannot read and write, but now even my wife she understand the English and even myself. I'm not perfect English, but even myself is better here the English, and also my kids are they're doing good now. My kids, I'm very proud to be here in
Right.
United States. My kids now, the older son is is uh, uh, for the business, and my younger son he's the civil engineer, and
Great.
my daughter is now she's nursing at the University of Utah. So I'm very proud to be here. So
Well, I hope I can see her. Maybe I will see her at the University of Utah. And I think you mentioned something really important, Upper Sherpa, that sometimes when we teach, we have to make sure that we understand the needs and the level of our students.
yes,
And it's kind of like, Upper Sherpa, if I went with you to climb Mount Everest and I said, let's climb it tomorrow, you would say, no, Randall, step by step. Let's try these smaller mountains, and maybe someday I will take you.
yes.
So
So yeah, the when you climbing Everest, we should not go directly. We have to climb, the step by step. First, the 6,000 meters, then after 8,000 meters, we have to climb another 8,000 meters of peak, then Everest. But when we've been to university, I feel like I've been direct to climb Everest.
like they dropped you on top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. Well, let's now go in to talk a little bit about your foundation. I think that's got a lot of your life. And before we do that, I do want to point out that in 2013, you received an honorary doctorate from the University of Utah, recognizing your contributions to your country, to humanitarian service. And so if we could now talk a little bit about the Appa Sherpa Foundation and a little bit about its purpose. So, what is the purpose of the Appa Sherpa Foundation? And I will be sharing with people the website where they can learn more.
Okay. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you for the University of Utah. They gave me the honorary degree. So I'm very honored to get that degree. So I would like to say thank you for the university. So yes, so reason I established the Appa Sherpa Foundation because without education we have no choice. So that's why I have fortunately I got my family here. They're doing good, but my all the Sherpa community is still they are climbing. And let's say in the if I have no opportunity to come here in the United States, I may still need to climbing because I had no choice over there. Now, personally, I got here all my family here, but I wanted to help all our Sherpa community for the children. They have a better life in the future. They don't have to take a risk for the climbing.
And I think that's a wonderful idea. If you could tell us just a little bit about the school, some of the services that the Appa Sherpa Foundation provides to the community there. What are some things that they do?
So we paying for the teachers the salary for the teachers, and also we are helping for the furnitures and for the teacher salary, and we are providing the foods for the kids because over there the some families are they came from long distance, and also the family they have to go to work over there. So and the kids sometimes the kids when they come to school and the kids, they have no lunch, no food. So it's very tough. So that's why we are providing the lunch program for the lunch, and also teachers, and also the party. I mean the school supplies. We are helping us a lot for our Sherpa community.
And that's wonderful. And I know this picture, I think, was the earthquake in 2015 that shook Nepal. And that's certainly, I'm sure that you're providing support in whatever way you can.
Yes, we did a lot of support for our Sherpa community, because everything is flat, everything is gone, nothing left at the time. So I think our at that time our Sherpa, they have everything is gone, nothing left, and our Sherpa, they have to spend about 6 or 7 months in the tent. They sleep in the tent because they have we help them a lot for the food and the tent, those kind of things.
And that's wonderful.
Yes,
The ability, as you mentioned, to provide support for food for children, because if you're hungry, you cannot study.
we study, yes. And
Yeah.
also, if they are hungry, the kids are not going to school, so they cannot read and write. So that's why we are supporting right now for the food and school supplies, a teacher for the teacher. If we Upper Sherpa Foundation don't help for the teacher, and the teacher is going to be dropped, then if without a teacher, then they cannot study. So that's why we're supporting for the teacher. Teacher is very important.
Great. So let's talk about Upper Sherpa. How can people like me or other people in Utah or around the world, how can they support the foundation?
Yeah, all the people, they can go to support for the Upper Sherpa Foundation.org, or and also the Facebook page.
Okay. And I think that, Upper Sherpa, one of the things when I went to the Facebook page and I went to the foundation page, there's a lot of wonderful information for people to understand the mission, to understand, learn about you and your family and everything that you have done. And one of the things I found on the Upper Sherpa website was your foundation is dedicated to improving education, development, human connection, food. All of these things are such wonderful purposes. And I also found this, you said this, I think, in one of the videos that I watched. The true beauty of Nepal isn't the mountains, but the people who live in their shadow. That idea of trying to support other people in so many ways is what makes you unique. And so I want to thank you, Upper Sherpa, for all that you've done for the climbing community, but more importantly, for your people, to help them have better education and future lives.
Yeah, they have a better life in the future. That's my dream, yes.
Okay. Well, Upper Sherpa, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a real pleasure to get to know you.
Okay, thank you so much having me. Thank you.